Father's faithful love for a homely child. Will you need me when I am needy, like a lover needs his love with a passion wild? And if I run like Arethusa, will you always be behind? And if I fail you like Delilah, if I leave you weak and blind, when I come back for forgiveness, will you take my scarlet soul? You know your love will make me lovely, and your faith will make me whole. Your love will make me lovely.
I had one of those days yesterday. Maybe you've had one. You know, where there's this light switch that goes on and all of a sudden there's just pressure. And I had a meltdown because the pressure was so great. I was dreading the day and I didn't know if I had what it takes. Maybe you've had one of those days. My husband told me a story that helped, and I want to tell it to you. He said he was at the Ridge playing racquetball, and he was waiting for the court, and he was watching this older man play racquetball with his son, who was in his mid-50s. He said afterwards, the old man came and was just talking about his son, and he's like, I've never seen anyone speak about his son with such adoration. You could just tell that this son and this dad had the most amazing relationship. And he said, later, I realized that's how God sees me. And he said, that's how he sees you. I think it's hard to believe that it's not what we do, but that God loves us just because. It's not how we perform. He loves us just because. I was fortunate to have had a little example or a glimpse of this just because kind of love. When I was growing up, I had a grandfather who was very special to me, but he was debilitated by depression, and so he didn't have a lot of energy, but he did have time, and so he spent a ton of time with me. And one impression that stays in my mind is every time I saw him, he said, you know, there's nothing you could do or say that would ever lose my love. And I just, to the deepest core of me, I just knew that I believed him, that I could never lose his love. And it was the truest example of like unconditional love. And he would say, it would never matter if you got pregnant or if you got in jail, or it wouldn't matter what you did. I love you just because. Well, yesterday, it was hard to believe that God loved me just because. But he does. I don't know if you are fighting depression yourself and have low energy and feel unlovable. I don't know if you have an addiction that has control over you and you feel shame because it's still there. Or if you run from place to place and are driven to produce and be somebody. The message I want to give you today, raw as it is God loves you just because. It's his love that makes you lovely. I wonder if we truly believe this, how would we live differently?